As you can see, the flag has been turned the other way around because I don't want to reveal the winner quite yet. But in this video, I want to talk about, in my opinion, the best manager of Russia 2018. I'm going to give the reasons for why I think this individual is deserving of the, I guess you could say, Football Pharaoh Award of Best Manager of this tournament. Before I get there, I want to have some honorable mentions, some coaches who came very close but just missed out. First things first, Roberto Martinez of Belgium. I thought that a lot of his substitutions that he made in the quarterfinal against Brazil were simply genius. He outclassed Tite, particularly in the second half. Made the right decision with not starting Carrasco, who in my opinion had a disastrous game against Japan. A game that almost cost Belgium progression from the round of 16. And he started off, he really fooled us all. A lot of pre-match analyzers. He was going with three at the back, but then he effectively at the last minute, because of the two wingers that he had played, switched to a 4-3-3 formation, and it completely threw Tite off. And Belgium were able to utilize that to their advantage, playing on the counter, through Lukaku and Kevin De Bruyne, and they exploited Brazil. So I thought that that was his best game as a manager, and that's why ultimately Belgium finishing in third place in the bronze medal. He gets an honorable mention, but not quite the best manager of the tournament, in my view. Some other honorable mentions, Didier Deschamps. I think that this is a French team that won the World Cup while not playing their absolute best football. They looked unconvincing at times, and in their last couple of games, they were set up more, I guess, pragmatically against Belgium in the semifinal. But this, keep in mind, it's a French team that won the World Cup that were in a second gear, you know, at least in my view. And Didier Deschamps, he finally sorted it out. He got it right from the things that plagued France back in Euro 2016. He's been with them for a third major tournament, and it was third time the charm for the French. But I don't give it to him because that's too easy, and I believe that giving the award to the best manager has to be has to be given through context, right? Has to be given a context with the players they have, how they got to where they are, and why they got to where they are, right? So the manager that I've chosen as, in my view, the best manager of the World Cup 2018, I gave the award to this individual because of the fact that they took a side that was not particularly great, and he made this team a better version of itself with virtually no world-class starters. And this is a team that prevented a European giant, from qualifying for the World Cup in Italy, was in a qualifying group with the Netherlands and the eventual world champions France, got positive results against both of those teams, is currently a national team that is arguably, individually speaking, for as far as quality is concerned, the worst in over a generation, you know, compared to other World Cup teams of the past that this country has sent. Looking at the context of how he masterminded the 3-0 thumping of Mexico in the group stages, the team that beat Germany in the opening match of Group F, did lose to Germany, but you could argue that was mostly through Toni Kroos's heroics in the dying stages of that match. Very suffocating defensively, hardly give anything away. Their strength being in set pieces and in aerial positions. I thought really the only bad game that this team had in this tournament was in the quarterfinal against England. Just the way that he had this team set up through his blueprint. A very rugged yet very conservative brand of football. And like I said, they're playing to their strengths, which was defensively set up, and a side whose sum is considerably better than their parts. I gave the award to Jan Andersson of Sweden. Yep. Jan Andersson of Sweden, in my opinion, was the best manager of this World Cup. Yeah, I'm all about context. Now, here's the thing. I'm making another video where I give another managerial award to what I call the best patchwork job of the tournament. And I clarify what does patchwork mean. Patchwork means taking an absolute disaster, a mess, and putting a Band-Aid on it, or having a Band-Aid solution and bringing out the best in a team. That's not what this is. This is not a patchwork Band-Aid managerial performance. This was just a managerial tenure that saw a team that is honestly not very good, but they went on a special run this year with the limitations that they do have, and I think he gets a large percentage of the credit here. Jan Andersson is also a manager who was responsible for the Swedish league's version of Leicester City. A few years back, he took Swedish club Norrköping to the Swedish Allsvenskan, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the Swedish League Championship just a couple of years after the team had gotten relegated. So very much a sort of Leicester-esque type of story there. Jan Andersson he's kind of a miracle worker, and this is a Swedish team that had no business finishing in the top 8 of the World Cup. I mean, that sounds harsh, but they have no business doing so. Probably had no business qualifying either, but they upset an Italian team, prevented them from going to the World Cup for the first time in 60 years, and like I said, they got victories and positive results over France and the Netherlands in qualifying. So I give the award to Jan Andersson. I think that Sweden's run to the quarterfinal was very impressive. It was unexpected. They won their group after actually losing their second group game. They finished top of Group F. And they came a quarterfinal clash away against England from a top 4 finish. So, well done to Sweden in this World Cup, and well done to Jan Andersson, who I said before the tournament started to look out for this guy, because the guy knows his tactics. He knows his shit. And he proved to be, in my view, the best manager, given the context of 2018 World Cup Russia. So leave a comment below, like, subscribe. Do you disagree? Who do you think was the best manager in Russia 2018? I look forward to seeing your comments. I'll see you either later tonight or tomorrow when I give my video on the best, I guess, last-minute patchwork managerial job of the tournament. And I will see you then. Peace.